If you have IBS and you want to know how to deal with those nasty flare-up symptoms, then this video is definitely for you. I'm going to go through my 6 tips to help you manage those horrible symptoms that you get when you have IBS. Hi, my name is Sorcha. I'm a nutritionist and ballet fitness instructor from Ireland. Tip number 1. Heat is amazing. Heat helps relax your muscles, so when they're cramping up, you know, that horrible cramping feeling, just putting a bit of heat on is great. For me personally, my accessory of choice is my hot water bottle. You can get loads of different heat packs and stuff. Personally, I love my hot water bottle, but if you would rather be able to get up and walk around, you can use heat packs. Herbal teas are also great. I drink peppermint tea every morning because I like the taste of it, but peppermint has been shown to be great for IBS. So symptoms like bloating, trapped wind, pain, peppermint's great for that. Also, chamomile tea is great, ginger tea is great. There are so many different types of herbal teas out there, and so many of them are great for your digestive system. Make sure you pick one that you like the taste of though, because there's nothing worse than already not feeling well and then having to take something that doesn't taste nice. Drinks also help keep you hydrated. So if you have an upset stomach, you're very likely going to be running to the bathroom a lot. So you're going to need to keep hydrated. So herbal tea is a great thing. I've already talked a lot about things that help you relax between heat from hot water bottles and herbal teas, but relaxation is very important when you have IBS because stress is one of my biggest triggers, and I'm sure it's a lot of people's trigger. When I'm stressed or worried about something, whether it's an exam or even just trying going somewhere that I've never been before, my gut is like, you really do need to relax and try not to stress out about things. It's easier said than done, but practicing things, relaxation methods like sticking in your earphones and listening to music helps me. I used to do that before my exam. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I just would stick in my earphones and listen to my music. Now, I was still a bundle of stress, but I think I'd probably be worse if I hadn't have done that. Other things you could do, like reading audiobooks, helps me. Whatever you do to relax, try to do it on a regular basis to prevent the symptoms, but also if you are having a flare-up on that day, try and do more relaxing things. I'm going to say this one, and I know you're going to think I'm crazy, but stay physically active. I know. If you're having a flare-up and you're doubled over in pain, or you're basically living in the bathroom, you're not going to be thinking about doing exercise, and that's understandable. Your body probably needs rest at that point, but if you are feeling a little bit up to it, a small, low intensity exercise actually will help. I find sometimes if I'm just getting small pains in my gut, nothing debilitating, like I'm able to walk about with it, I find that exercise actually helps, and I found that out when I started dancing. So the reason is because when you do physical exercise or physical activity, your body releases dopamine, and dopamine is your body's natural painkiller. Now, I don't mean go run a marathon or go to the gym and do a full body workout when you're not feeling well. That's not what I mean. It's gentle exercise, a gentle walk maybe. If you don't want to leave the house, you could do some yoga. Yoga is actually really good for IBS. There are specific yoga poses that help with specific symptoms like bloating, constipation, even diarrhea as well. So you can look them up. And also there are yoga poses that help with pain. Pilates is another one that is good with IBS. Keep physically active, keep moving, also helps prevent things like constipation, which is another symptom of IBS that's not very pleasant. Try to avoid very greasy, gassy foods. So things that have a lot of cream in them, things that are fried, things that produce a lot of gas. So yeah, there's some certain vegetables like Brussels sprouts, cabbage, asparagus, broccoli. There's certain vegetables that do trigger people with IBS because they produce more gas. It doesn't mean they're bad for you, but if you want to avoid the symptoms, you might avoid these vegetables. Also foods that have sorbitol in them, so that would be sugar-free foods, diabetic foods. I have already said that. Please do not eat sugar-free sweets or diabetic sweets unless you want a laxative effect. If you really need laxatives and you can't find them, but you can find diabetic sweets, then you're sorted, but stay away from them otherwise. So obviously if you have IBS, then they're a big no-no. Sugar-free chewing gum as well has sorbitol in it. So also chewing gum, it produces gas because when you're chewing, you're letting air in. So it causes bloating as well. I used to chew chewing gum every time I went on a car journey to prevent car sickness. And I was bloated all the time. But yeah, so you have to be kind of wary of those foods. If you aren't really sure what triggers you, the best thing you can do is keep a food diary, and right beside it, I ate this today and it made me bloated or I felt fine. Then you can see what foods maybe trigger you and maybe try to cut back on them. If you are really, really bad, like you're always having flare-ups, it would be a good idea to see your doctor or a dietitian, and they will help you find your trigger foods. They might mention something like the low FODMAP diet, to like eliminate out foods and see which foods you can eat and which foods you can't. But the low FODMAP diet has to be done with the assistance of a doctor or a registered dietitian. Do not try to do it on your own. Otherwise, you will end up missing out on a lot of nutrients, and it can be very dangerous. The final tip is about fibre. Now, you've probably heard me talking about fibre all the time because fibre is so important for gut health. But if you have IBS or any kind of gut issues, it can be a little bit more complicated. Fibre can trigger your symptoms. Now, you still need to eat fibre. Fibre is still great for your gut health. But if you have IBS, you probably need to be careful how much you take. If you take too much, then it will affect you negatively. And if you don't take enough, it will also affect you negatively. And it's probably different for everybody. It depends how much you can tolerate. If you're eating 25 grams of fibre, which is the recommended amount a day, and it's not affecting you negatively, then that's great. But if it is, you probably need to pull it back a little bit, and that's fine. Whatever your body can tolerate, that's what your body needs. So be careful about things like gassy foods like beans, lentils. So the vegetables and the whole wheat stuff that I'm always telling you to eat loads of, you still can eat them, but like in smaller amounts, and just go easy and make sure you drink loads of water as well. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it helps you with your IBS symptoms. If you did, please give it a like, a share, and please subscribe to my channel.